One thing people tend to say about South Sudanese every now and then is that we have really slim bodies, and the consequence of that is we have really tight or snatched waist. And I've never really thought about it until I started paying attention to my own physique. And I remember looking in the mirror one day, and honestly my waist was pretty small in comparison to the rest of my physique and frame. And I mean, when you see and look at all the models within the South Sudanese, diaspora, you kind of sort of notice the same pattern going on. And I think it has to do with the weird combination of genetics, diet, and just body proportions, and a bunch of different things. So I'm going to show you guys a little look of that. First of all, my name is Bior. I help young men improve through a system that combines looks maxing, training, anthropology, a bunch of different stuff. You seem to be interested in that, so do both of us a favor. Scroll down, hit the like button and the post notifications and subscribe button, and give this video some high points as well. I never really started paying attention to my waist. It's kind of like a female thing, which funnily enough, it was actually one of my female cousins who had pointed it out to me. I was like, this was probably like a few years ago. This was like around my senior year in high school, and I just started training in the gym. I was doing cystos, and a lot of the exercises that I was doing were core exercises. One of them being, you had like the barbell, and you kind of like kneeled on the floor, put a weight on the barbell, you'd hold it like this, go like that. I don't know what the name of the exercise is, but maybe we'll find it. I don't know, maybe you'll know from my bad demonstration. But yeah, my cousin, she's not really my cousin, but my cousin, one time I was in Phoenix, which is a whole nother story in itself. We came to her house, and then she kind of saw my waist, and she was talking about how she was like, I don't know, I think she might have been trying to get in the gym or this, that, and the third, and she was saying like, oh yeah, like your waist is like snatched, just whatever, which, I mean, it's a little bit, you know what I mean, just a little bit. And I really started thinking about it, and I was like, damn, over the years of me training, I just kind of noticed, you're like training something, just looking at your waist and stuff, and it's a nice thing to have, bro, because for like a South Sudanese, and I mean not even just a South, but just as a person, a guy in general, just a human in general, like having it, the benefits are kind of endless, right? In terms of just if you care about the aesthetics of the way that you look. So it's a really, really good feature. Now with South Sudanese specifically, I mean, there's a few key details which are probably very important. One thing, if you look at the phenotype description of South Sudanese, it's called Dinkaid. We're kind of shown to be as very lengthy, really long limb proportions, very low BMI, and our height typically is usually tall. There's been a few studies where they kind of show, some of them show us to be 5'7" on average. That's our shortest average height. And funny story, my dad might be one of those shorter dinkas. It was taken from a group of South Sudanese in Ethiopia, who were refugees at a refugee camp. But then if you look at the actual tribal histories, the tribal days, so before the civil war that was responsible for creating the nation South Sudan, you'll see the historic heights are usually a lot higher, usually around 5'11", which is one of the tallest heights for an average population, so you'd have people being about 182 centimeters on average, which is, again, that's really, really tall. There are some other explanations too, your environments and the way the environments in which your group of people evolved in. I kind of noticed when I was looking at this that your rib cage size is affected by the different types of environment that you live in. So people who live in colder environments tend to have wider rib cages, meaning they're gonna have stockier builds, including in the waist area, but also they're gonna have shorter limbs and this and the third. And so I think that also has an effect on your overall frame. And when you're looking at South Sudanese in particular, we're more tropically adapted, especially specifically for the savanna. So not really the rainforest areas, but more definitely the savanna and kind of plains types of areas which most Nilotes or South Sudanese kind of inhabit today. Looking at And it's kind of interesting because when you actually compare humans to like our primate ancestors or relatives, we've kind of grown or evolved to have longer legs and kind of, I think, shorter arms as well. And this was kind of like for upright walking. And I mean, a part of that might be, have something to do with, obviously there's going to be selection in South Sudanese culture. That kind of elongated Enderman look is like pretty popular. But I mean, also as well, humans in general kind of evolved to be walking upright. And so you kind of need your legs to be at least half of your height in order to be able to do that. But yeah, I mean, these benefits are definitely have been shown to like give South Sudanese people a lot of benefit. I mean, aside from, the fact that, we South Sudanese are now very, very dominant within the modeling industry. Now it's almost like, every single day that I scroll on, social media, I see another South Sudanese model. Long legs and limbs, which are very characteristic of South Sudanese people, are very, very commonly associated with beauty traits. And one of the most famous historical examples of that is Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Male, which kind of showed like the perfect frame and proportion of like a human body. So that is something that's pretty interesting to consider. But yeah, aside from that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it interesting and learned something new. And if you're interested in improving your aesthetics when it comes to from a looks maxing perspective, or even your fitness and getting in the gym, scroll down and look in my description. I have 2 links for you. One is my email newsletter where I send weekly advice on looks maxing, aesthetics, and also getting in the gym, building an aesthetic physique and good muscle. And if you want more detailed and better help with that, you can join my school community where I have everything to do, I talk about everything to do with everything we just kind of talked about. With that being said though, hope you enjoy. Peace.